Nothing says victory than watching CNN panic. Michigan voters weigh in after the presidential debate. I want to give a huge shout out to good friend of the show, Case Study QB. Now, this is 7 minutes of pure gold, 7 minutes of heaven, however which way you want to talk about it. But it's so fascinating seeing everyone in their collective denial, especially after Thursday's debacle, where Biden showed everyone how frail and senile he is. And voters are going to be the ones who are going to be the great deciders. It will be voters that will decide how this election plays out. And it will be voters that will show people just which way or who's going to sit in the White House, potentially. Well, voters will vote in their state, and then the Electoral College will vote to who becomes president.
Anderson, we are right outside of Detroit in Macomb County at Macomb Community College. It's a really important moment because, as you well know, this is a very important swing state. It went for Trump, then it went for Biden. But here in Macomb County, the votes actually went for Trump. And we were sitting with undecided voters to figure out what they were thinking. We got their reactions in real time, and there were some very consequential moments here. I want to begin, though, with everyone by giving a show of hands. I want to ask the people who are with me here today. Many of you came in undecided. In fact, most of you, by watching this debate, a show of hands, how many of you have now made up your mind?
Oh boy. Tell us people, how do you feel about this debate?
This is unbelievable to think about how impactful and influential this very moment was. I want to get a sense from all of you. We were all watching the appearance of the two candidates. What did you make of how they both performed and the way that they were appearing in the camera and beyond? Who had a strong reaction, especially to the age component?
I would have to say, after watching the debate and watching how Biden handled himself and answering the questions, it reassured me of his unassurance, be able to lead our country. I'm concerned he was hesitant, very not cognitive. Seemed like his data, he was missing his numbers. So very concerning. That's somebody I don't think that needs to lead our country.
Oh, you could hear so many liberals dropping their lattes on the ground, shocked that so many voters might be feeling that way. It's if only I had a crystal ball to look in all of their homes and see them cry or panic or go on their social media forums and say, guys, if we just pull together, we can maybe get Biden back in the White House.
Does anyone share that same opinion? A couple of you do. Who does not? Let me ask you.
One of the big things that a lot of people forget, when we are typically speaking in day-to-day life, we tend to stutter as well. So sometimes it will take time.
Oh, bless your heart. Lady, you're a good person. 10 out of 10. You are a good person. Yes. Hey, look, even I stutter sometimes. We've all had it. But when you're running for the highest office of the land, perception drives reality. Remember these words, my friends. Remember.
To be able to think about what you're going to say. But regardless, when it comes to a strong leader and what we're looking for in a leader, I'm looking for somebody that I trust to be able to uphold policies that will protect me and are more concerned for the general well-being of everybody in the United States, which I got more from Biden, considering he did a lot more talking about policies, what he's done and what he plans to do. Whereas on the other side from Trump, all I really heard was, I've done this and it was the best ever, but I never heard what it was.
Lady, I know that you might have got paid underneath the table to be nice, but are we sure we watched the same debate? Because what I played on my show yesterday and what I've seen other independent media networks, those that are libertarian or progressive or conservative, hell, even some liberals too, like they're all saying it. They're all saying, yeah, Biden didn't know what he's doing. Lady, is your gray matter in your skull okay? Because I think you might have got second-degree dementia in your head.
Or I heard that Biden was the worst ever, but I never heard why. So there was a lot that was left unclear for me. So while he may have appeared like a stronger candidate, on paper, there was a lot missing in terms of actual debate.
You're nodding along, Victor. What do you say, so?
I would agree with that. And the rules of the debate were you could not bring notes or any written material. So I defy anybody to try to speak for 90 minutes and not forget some facts. And the fact that, you know, he struggled with that. He's always had a stuttering problem. But like she said, I think the leadership qualities are there.
There was a very big moment as well in terms of a conversation about the felony convictions. As you know, there are 34 counts out of Manhattan for the former president of the United States. That was actually addressed today. I want to play for you all again and remind you of that moment.
He could be a convicted felon as soon as he gets out of office. Joe could be a convicted felon with all of the things that he's done. He's done horrible things. All of the death caused at the border, telling the Ukrainian people that we're going to want $1 billion or you change the prosecutor. Otherwise, you're not getting $1 billion. If I ever said that, that's quid pro quo.
He's also not wrong. I mean, look, Trump, yeah, look, he's done his fair share of crimes. Okay. This isn't open for debate. You know, Trump is just as scummy as any other politician, right? But Joe Biden's done a lot of shady business deals and insider trading and taking money. I mean, the man is just as corrupt as any other politician. Joe Biden is no angel. He's no freaking saint.
How many of you heard that conversation between Trump and, of course, the debaters talking about the so-called weaponization of the government? Who believes and agrees with Trump here that he was only targeted because he was a political opponent of Biden? Show of hands. Wendy, you kind of grimaced for a second as to that agreement. Why?
I definitely think that was a political move with the timing of how the charges were brought forward and even the charges themselves. I'm sure there's many corporations who have employees who take care of the financial documents that write down a legal expense and you just pay the bill. I mean, I wouldn't question every legal expense on a report, but that's a felony.
Let me ask you, Steve, as well on this point. You seem to be nodding along. What's your reaction?
I think that it's not so much the crime, it's the process or the process leading up. They're trying to use up his time so he can't campaign, use his money and his resources to pay for legal fees so he can't compete with Biden.
But to be clear here, I mean, Trump ran a very successful primary without showing up at the debates. I mean, they talked about him. And the mugshot, the 34 felon charges, it's water off a duck's back. If you guys haven't seen the TV show Succession, I recommend that you do. You might get a better understanding on how we're ruled over by sociopaths and billionaires that will gladly step on all of us. But Trump doesn't have to lift a finger. I mean, this is the first time ever I think we've seen any political candidate who has all these legal troubles not drop out. If he had been anybody else, they'd be embarrassed. If anybody else was in Trump's shoes right now, they'd be in full-blown panic.
I think that his mental acuity is a lot better than Biden's. Biden seems to be very tired. Actually, I'm tired of both of them because they just keep going back and forth, back and forth. We just need to get some younger people in there that have clean records that and start over.
Well, there was a moment I want to get to talking about sort of clean records or the tit for tats you're talking about.
Yeah, we do need new minds, innovative minds, but we need a whole new system too. We have to get money out of politics. We got to get rid of Citizens United. We have to get rid of the McCutcheon decision. We have to get rid of the fact that both parties are intertwined with Wall Street, big banks, corporations, corporate media. I mean, we have to rip everything apart. So he's not wrong. We do need new people in office. We do need younger minds of different professions and points of view. We need to have a true direct democracy. But none of that's going to change until the American people get up and say no more.
There was an exchange happening, this time mentioning the convicted felonies, also the accusations of the allegations of having sex with a person who was a porn star,
You know, I don't care if Trump did anything with Stormy Daniels. I don't care. In fact, I find the whole situation with Stormy Daniels as an attempt to get clout. Okay. I'm not impressed with her story. I'm not impressed with anything about it. It's one big distraction. And the fact that this was brought up during a presidential debate, I mean, this is absolute clown behavior. I mean, look, who could forget way back during the 2016 primary when Donald Trump said to the whole world, look, I'm huge down there, okay? You have President Biden himself stuttering, stammering, looking confused, probably crapping his pants. And now what? People are bringing up adult film actress Stormy Daniels. I don't care what he did. I don't care. No one cares, okay? There's perhaps a lot of liberal trolls out there envious that they didn't get a chance to bang Stormy Daniels, okay? Not to mention, okay, if these people are of high integrity, Stormy Daniels is everyone's person that they want to defend. Well, why was she with Donald Trump in the first place? Why?
Allegations we've heard time and time again. There was a moment that our audience here, our focus group of people and undecided voters had some pretty strong reactions to, and you're going to see.
Lawrence Fine, well done. She's an actress, not a star.
That's a felony.
Oh, sorry.
Just leading up, they're trying to use up his time so he can't campaign, use his money, his resources to pay for legal fees so he can't compete with Biden. I think that his mental acuity is a lot better than Biden's. Biden seems to be very tired. Actually, I'm tired of both of them because they just keep going back and forth, back and forth. We just need to get some younger people in there that have clean records that and start over.
Well, there was a moment I want to get to talking about sort of clean records or the tit for tats you're talking about. There was an exchange happening, this time mentioning the convicted felonies, also the accusations of the allegations of having sex with a person who was a porn star, the allegations we've heard time and time again. There was a moment that our audience here, our focus group of people and undecided voters had some pretty strong reactions to, and you're going to see on the bottom of the screen how they were reacting, how they were divided in different moments and reacting in real time. Listen to that moment.
The crimes that you are still charged with, and think of all the civil penalties you have. How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties for molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant? I mean, what are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat.
Give you a minute, sir.
I didn't have sex with a porn star.
Where were you during the decline of the American empire? Oh, I was watching a CNN debate where two old men were arguing about their golf game and about who banged an adult film actress, not star. She's an actress, ladies and gentlemen. Put respect on it.
I mean, talking about the morals of an alley cat, for many of you, that was a visceral moment. What was your reaction?
The entire time I'm thinking of the fact that I have 3 teenage boys that are sitting back and they're watching this presidential debate. And when I was growing up, we would have never been talking about molestation, rape, and having sex with porn stars. But here we are. So what kind of example am I setting for these 3 teenage boys who are watching both of these guys squabble on in this?
Look, lady, just raise your sons, okay? Just point at them and say, these 2 men are sociopaths who are destroying our country. It's easy to be better than Joe Biden and Donald Trump. It's extremely easy. Those 2 guys are one the same. You're overthinking it, lady.
This way.
Which one of you or any of you were satisfied by the debate in terms of their performance to make a decision tonight if you had to vote? Would you know who you'd vote for tonight? Can I ask you who you thought won, Biden or Trump? Biden, show of hands, if you think he won the debate.
Oh, Cope. It's easy, guys. Don't worry. Breathe. That front row right there. They're only there like, yeah, he crapped his pants, but it's okay.
Trump won that debate. Who's undecided? It's a really telling time, particularly in an area just like this, where those candidates are focused on an audience just like this. Could they persuade them? Could they make them decide? Tonight, many have already made up their mind as a result of what we saw. And
so it's been a couple of days now since Thursday. And as we enter into the new week and as we enter into the months of July, we are 1 month away from the DNC convention here in Chicago. Now, from the video clips that I've played, from the stories I covered with the fallout of Thursday's CNN debacle, Trump versus Biden, voters, the American people, the whole world with 7 billion people witnessed an old man struggle. Now, November will be election night, and it will be in the voters' hands to cast their vote, to which if enough of Team Red or Team Blue vote, that said state will either go red or blue. It is in my belief that the Democrats are going down the toilet. The Democrats are ill prepared. The voter turnout and enthusiasm for the Democrats, especially during the primary, has been epically low. Gone are the days of the Bernie Sanders and AOC rallies where tens of thousands of people would be showing up in mass. Gone are the days when there was energy for the Democratic Party, because the Democrats did this to themselves, and they expect everyone to be obedient because everyone should suffer from Trump derangement syndrome. This election is not the most important election in U.S. history, and it'll be looked back on as the most embarrassing, hilarious, and fascinating election cycles. That's it. Because it's fascinating to see a click, copy, repeat of a previous election cycle 4 years ago, 2020. It'll just be a fascinating study, but it'll be a blip on the radar. So let's downsize this epic proportion of Trump versus Biden. We saw this in 2020. It's nothing new. It's not the most important election. Democracy is not at risk because we don't have a democracy. We have a constitutional republic. And in this constitutional republic, the establishment dictates who's going to be in power. Now, the establishment has made it clear that they're not a fan of third parties and independents, and they really don't want Donald Trump back in the office. So they're hoping that enough people are collectively scared. Voters will be collectively scared so that they can show up in mass, vote, make sure their state goes to the Electoral College in favor of Biden, and that's what they want. But the thing is, that's not what's probably going to happen, because voters and everybody else respect strength. Biden didn't show it. And to that front row of people who would still vote for Biden, great. Those are what, 7, 8 confirmed votes? What about everybody else? Where's that great coalition that started in 2016, that Bernie Sanders, that nutless cuck, helped create? It's gone. It evaporated. It's non-existent. And it's not my problem. This is only the beginning. And as more people witness Biden's decline, because folks, in September, that's right, in September, Biden is scheduled to be part of another debate against Trump. And if he does secure the nomination in August, it's going to be an epic disaster, because after September, there's October, and then comes November. No matter what happens, don't let this election control every aspect of your life, because once the election night is over, the whole world still continues on as it did. But we have to get serious here. We want to talk about change, citizen ballot initiatives. Make your state a citizen ballot initiative state. Build movements and organizations not connected to Washington, D.C. Help support and raise up independents and third-party candidates so that we can reclaim our republic. And then finally, folks, raise the next generation properly. Okay? I'm not going to sit up here and say like, oh, one generation's better than the other. No, folks, boomers, Xers, millennials, Gen Z, we're all in the same boat, and the Titanic is sinking to the bottom. And we have to look after ourselves. And the only way we're going to get this ship to shore is if we work together. And that means raising the next generation. Look at the pathetic examples of human garbage that's in Washington, D.C. Voters, wake up. Congress is filled with other parasitic individuals like Trump and Biden. And these people in Congress, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, they don't like us, they don't think about us, and they don't respect us. I do hope with the aftermath of this election cycle, enough American voters wake up and realize that we are more powerful than these politicians. We just have to act. Peace. Oh, wait. Well, one other check here, too. Let me just check out Rumble. Good to see Bumble people. Let's see who else we got here. Kick people. Hey, That was a rabbit. How dare you kick? Don't disrespect. Don't disrespect Peter Cottontail. Okay, he's part of my crew. Anyways, peace to you, lovely, beautiful people. I'm up.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to say. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe?
Fresh off the masses, the brand new cancerous growth, who has come here to vie for your vote. Come here to cry at the camps and to mourn at the shore for the bodies that float by the wreck of an immigrant boat. Then it's back to their luxury home, couple security booths and a moat. Couple cigars, little escargot, little booze and a soak. Just breathe in the steam and the smoke. Pink salt, lavender, candles are low. Shit, when you do what you do, gotta lighten the load. And he got a life of his own that's a sight to behold. And it's a lot to control, to decipher the code, or to siphon the soul. The cost of a good night's sleep for the working elite is a bargain, no matter the toll. Worth any wager, and that comes straight from the mouth of the means to the goal that will swallow us whole. Ripe for the picking if you don't mind mold, and you know I don't. Maybe we're pleasantly prone, maybe we're taking a licking, compliantly ticking and ticking and ticking, but never explode. No, I don't deliver the prettiest image, but damn if it isn't an accurate vision of natural fission, of rage at the system and abject heartbreak, patiently waiting for any who will listen. That little blue bird who was watching your words is a federal carrier pigeon, a Langley first. It's a patient observer who hears what it wants and is trained for the worst. Oh, you got nothing to hide. They'll be the ones to decide that after they root through your purse, after they read all your text, after they raid your apartment, confiscate all of its contents, then conjure up evidence out of the air on a wing and a prayer and malicious intelligence nonsense. Any presumption of innocence long since gone, right along with your comforts and constants. Historically first they will come from the communists. So why in the fuck would I say I'm a communist? Well, it might be I love my community more than the monsters of opulence who are holding us hostage, who are vomiting promises. Might be I'm all done seeing our pensions and benefits harvested. Might be I'm all done watching the populace being disarmed in the guise of an armistice. Watching a woman collapse on the floor who will rise no more. She is wheeled out the door and you're next in line for the pharmacist. If you can get me to vote, it's a hard no confidence. But part of the charm of deception is politics wearing the mask of incompetence. It's all in the art of austerity, darling. It's all in the slide of the providence. Until home is as wide as your cubicle height and is only as deep as your coffin is. Maybe I'm miles away from impatience, aching to break off the head of the snake where the capital lust, reptile brain, and the margin of profit is. Like off with his. Like off with his.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The the cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe?